Hello everybody. We hope you are all doing well. I am Hisham Ashuli.
And I am Muhammad Ashuli.
When you study the human body, you see some puzzling structures. To understand why they are arranged as they are, it will be helpful to see how they are developed.
We used a modeling clay to create a sequence of highly simplified models showing the formation of the lesser sac and its relation to the developing foregut. Please enjoy.
The foregut starts as a tube. The stomach appears as a fusiform dilation in the foregut during the 4th week of development. Its appearance will change greatly as a result of different rates of growth in various regions of its wall. Slower rates of growth in the anterior wall will create the lesser curvature, while greater rates of growth in the posterior wall will create the greater curvature. This is the line of attachment of the ventral mesogastrium to the lesser curvature of the stomach. During its development, the stomach rotates 90 degrees clockwise around its long axis, causing its left side to face anteriorly. This is the attachment of the dorsal mesogastrium to the greater curvature. The stomach will also rotate around an anterior-posterior axis, such that the pyloric part will move to the right and upward, and the cardiac part will move to the left and slightly downward. Here is the ventral mesogastrium, and this is the dorsal mesogastrium. Due to rotation of the stomach, a sac will form between the stomach and the dorsal body wall. This sac is called the lesser sac.
This is the transverse section through the region of the stomach. This is the intraembryonic body cavity, and this is the foregut attached to the posterior body wall. Unlike the midgut and the hindgut, it's also attached to the ventral body wall. So we have two attachments, the dorsal mesogastrium and the ventral mesogastrium. As the foregut rotates, the dorsal and ventral mesogastrium rotate with it. While the foregut is developing, there are important changes in the ventral and dorsal mesogastrium. The liver develops in the ventral mesogastrium. The spleen develops in the dorsal mesogastrium. The liver grows rapidly, pressing against other viscera and the body wall, obliterating these layers of peritoneum. These changes produce this almost separate pocket behind the stomach, the lesser sac. This part of the ventral mesogastrium is the lesser omentum. This part of the dorsal mesogastrium will become the greater omentum.
Now we move to a sagittal section. Here is the lesser omentum between the liver and stomach. Here is the greater omentum hanging down in a double fold. Below it is the transverse colon, suspended by the transverse mesocolon. This is the pancreas. The greater omentum grows downwards in front of the transverse colon. The greater omentum and transverse mesocolon come together. The duplicated layers are absorbed. So the one left is the greater omentum stuck to the transverse colon and hanging down below it. The lesser sac lies behind the lesser omentum, the stomach, and this part of the greater omentum, the gastrocolic ligament. To see the lesser sac in a three-dimensional way, we'll go to a view from below. Here we are looking up into the upper part of the abdominal cavity. This is the diaphragm. Here's the foregut starting to develop. Here's the liver developing in the ventral mesogastrium and the spleen developing in the dorsal mesogastrium. Here is the space that will be the lesser sac. This is the lesser omentum. This part of the dorsal mesogastrium will grow downwards to become the greater omentum. The duodenum is added to the picture. The foregut ends here. So does the lesser omentum. This is the lower free border of the lesser omentum. Below it, the duodenum becomes stuck against the liver, leaving this opening, the epiploic foramen, that leads into the lesser sac.
The dorsal mesogastrium is shown as it has a lower free border, but in reality this fold is continued all the way around to here, creating a sac that has only one opening. When the transverse colon is added to the picture, the dorsal mesogastrium hangs down in front of the transverse colon, which will form the greater omentum.